Hello everybody, my name is Tony Owl and thank you for checking out this video. Today is March 5th and I recently just finished Persona 3 Portable, so I thought I'd draw some Fanart to celebrate. Not to mention it is currently Persona's 30th anniversary, so the timing just felt right. As you can see here, I'm being very loose and not detailed with the drawing at first. I'm just trying to figure out where everything is and where I want the characters to be and what they're doing. So I just sketch it in with a light color like cyan so I can go over with the darker colors for the more detailed bits later. I wanted each of the characters to be posed in a way that reflected their personalities or what they felt like in that moment. When I'm done with the sketch, I just blow it up and get to work. Yukari was one of the hardest for me to figure out because I wasn't sure how I wanted her to be posed. Eventually I just settled for a typical run as she looked excited. The original intention was for her to be running past Junpei to get to the protagonist first, but it didn't look right, so I just posed her normally and it looked much better. I tried each of the characters on a separate layer so I can modify them as much as need be. For Junpei, I wanted him to be the most excited since he is my favorite out of the C's group, but also it just felt right because throughout the game he does look to you, the protagonist, on what to do, even though he wants to be the star player. He also just has a natural bond with the protagonist, like he's a ride or die friend. I honestly love characters like that. For Fuga, I just had her do a typical girly run. It felt like something her character would do, as she is a shy, quiet type of character. It just felt like something that, she would just naturally do. For Mitsuru, I drew her like she was so happy to see the protagonist after almost forgetting everything that she was on the verge of tears. I felt like that made the most sense for her character because she comes off as very stoic, and I would imagine that the MC would have helped her to be more honest with her feelings. For the record, I have not completed everyone's social links and I played this game sporadically throughout a year, so I'm going off of my own interpretations for the most part. For Akihiko, I realized that he kinda looks like the Bigfoot picture, but that wasn't my intent. I was trying to draw him in a way that looked like he was relieved to see the MC after all this time, like he couldn't believe he had forgotten their adventures in the midnight hour. And I'm not being too detailed with these characters in the background because they are in the background and you won't be able to see much of them, so just putting in basically what needs to be there. For Ken, I just thought it didn't make sense that he was in the doorway, kind of like a kid who's the last one to show up to the party, but is ready to have fun. Kuramuru was the most challenging for me because I don't have much experience drawing animals, especially dogs. As you can see, I was having a hard time with his expression, trying to make him look like he's smiling, kind of like how some dogs look like they're smiling. And I also have a hard time with the joints, but overall I think I did okay. I guess was the most important part of the picture, considering that she's in the foreground and everything, so it was important to me to get her expression just right. Throughout the game, she acted exactly how you would expect a robot to react, emotionless, and that was reflected in the way that she spoke. But over the course of the game, she would slowly develop emotions and even the ability to cry. Now, I could have had her bawl her eyes out when the MC dies in her arms, but I thought it would have been more impactful to have her smile gently as we lay there, dead, showing she's trying to comfort us in our final moments, but ultimately she still can't hold back the tears, as she knows this is our final moments on this earth. Plus, this is basically how it happened in the game, so yeah. Also, sorry for the abrupt cut. I guess I forgot to hit record when I should have, so a lot of the footage was lost. And sorry for any other abrupt cuts you might see. I was constantly going back and forth getting reference images, and I didn't want the camera to just be recording as I was doing nothing, so I stopped the recording and resumed it quite a few times. As for the MC, I chose Kotane from Persona 3 Portable, as she was the most notable addition to that part of the game, but also because Atlas never acknowledges her existence. The most we'll ever get is promotional artwork featuring her. No DLC for Reload, no. We'll milk you for your money for the answer, a part of P3 most fans don't like, but releasing portable content as an addition to a remake that most fans do like? Oh, we can't be bothered with that. And yes, I understand that they made the answer DLC because of the success of the remake, but come on, Atlas. It's the 30th anniversary of Persona. You haven't released any information on Persona 6 as of recording this video. Give us something! Sorry, got a little passionate there. As you can see, I'm just inking over the characters here, nothing really to talk about. I'm just using different sizes for different characters depending on where they're placed.
Like this, put your hands up, love the moment even from dusk, yo. You always got my back, and of course I got your back, don't you worry about that now. It's been a good day, good night, it's gonna be a good day, good night. Nothing comes between us, dancing like ballerinas under the moonlight all night.
For the coloring, I put a gray color on the entire canvas. This was to make it easier for me to see if I missed spots when coloring. I also clipped some reference images from the remake so I can be as accurate as possible to the style of the game. But right now I'm just going over all the black that I need to while also differentiating from the other characters with black on them so they don't overlap. And as for like the actual coloring themselves, I tried to be, like I said, as accurate to the game's style as possible, as Persona 3 is very stylized. While I'm coloring, I'd like to take this time to explain my intentions with this channel going forward. For those of you who know, I was active on YouTube a few years ago but stopped making videos. That's because during that time I was busy writing and drawing my own comic books. It's been my dream to be a comic creator since I was in high school, but it was hard to find a balance between YouTube and comics, so I chose to focus on my comics, thinking it would all work out. It didn't work out. My comics basically sold nothing, and I don't know how technology works because I didn't realize I could record my drawings from my tablet this whole time. I thought I needed a capture card or something, but it turns out I didn't, or an update was made where I didn't need a capture card. I don't know. What I do know is that now I'm ready to take this seriously, to use YouTube as a way to promote myself, my art, and whatever else need be. But for right now, I'm doing art. I am writing my 3rd book right now, and if you want, you can check out my other books in the links below. But right now, I am focused on making art based on the anniversaries of various series. I thought it would be cool to do so, considering that both Persona, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are all having their 30th anniversaries this year. So I thought it would be great to celebrate by making some fan art of those series. And when looking through other series, I found that quite a few of them were having their anniversaries this year as well. I'm not going to say which series they are, but I will be making videos on them in the future. Also, to make it simpler, they have to be series that are celebrating their anniversaries on years divisible by 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. I'm really looking forward to this year, and I hope you guys will like it too. But back to the art, the vanishing point was easily the trickiest for me because I think the way it's supposed to be placed is in the dead center. The reason why is because it's the first point perspective. It's where if you're standing, everything in front of you gets smaller as it gets further away from you. But if you're standing somewhere where there isn't a straight line, that's where 2-point perspective comes in. But since there was nothing to warrant 2 vanishing points, I think it's okay. Especially since the floor tiling makes it look like the characters are running on a set path. And so it all kind of works out, doesn't it?